April 23rd, we have a gig. We have a show. I'm putting on a show. New show that I'm not far off writing the full lot of. Clattered is the name of my new show. And it's going to be debuting in the Limelight, Belfast, April 23rd. So, Lord knows what's going to happen with it throughout the rest of the year. I don't know, but that's a date we've locked in. I know a few people were asking for Sharon in particular. She's a long time Patreon. She was asking. She's back from Canada. That was the date. That was the date that they offered. So I don't know if it sells well, which I'm hoping it will. If you know anybody in the greater Belfast area or fucking want to travel, it's a Saturday night. Make a weekend of it. None of that 8 o'clock bullshit. Just get yourself up and see me. Buy tickets. They'll be on sale in the next few days. So as you hear this, I'll update it in the show notes as they do come on sale. But keep an eye on all my social platforms. Don't worry, I'll be shouting it from the fucking rooftops because I don't want to be doing this by myself. But look, the Limelight is a shit hot venue. I've had nothing but delicious gigs in there before. And it's happening. April 23rd. So there you go. The patrons will of course get it first and all the rest, and they'll get the video to today's show. So we've gotten a couple of new patrons on board. It was great to have you. A gang of patrons joined me I did some brand new material. It was ropey as Jesus, but you know what? It seemed like a good response. But you just have to get it out, and it was great to do it on Sunday night in front of a bunch of people, patrons. I did it last Sunday. It was new material night, and really it was from the page to my eyes, out of my mouth to your faces via the internet, and it was great. It was great. I felt a catharticism. So there you go. That's the benefit of being a Patreon. You do get stuff in that it's not just me waffling all the time with brand new material. We do a live show every couple of weeks. I have another one. I wanted to line it up. I must actually pick a date, but we have a great subject matter. Actually, it was Dave Patreon. He came up with it because he's on his last nerve at the minute, but we're gonna do it in a couple of weeks with more Patreons. So thank you very much to everybody who's contributed and helping the show. So that's the crack with the patrons. Follow me on all the usual platforms if you're brand new to this. Tom O'Mahony Comedy or Bookshop Podcast, you'll find most places. Sound to everybody who got in contact over last week's show, the review with Gordo, last Monday's show. It was glorious. 3 hours 38 minutes long. I'd say, as a buckshot goes, I'd say it's the longest one. I haven't looked, but I'd say it's the longest one. It was great crack to do it, and even winding in under the 4 hour mark was great. Because the time ran away on me too. So thank you all very much, everybody who got in contact. Brand new listeners who had, they're running out through the backlog, which is great, and people getting in contact. I love it, lads. Load of people over the Christmas got in contact. So don't go, jeez, I won't, I'll annoy the shit out of them. Not at all. Literally, the way it is, I'm in a studio right now talking to myself. So it's validation and mental kind of, thumbs upness, if I just invented a stupid word, to know that people are enjoying themselves. So failing all that, screen grab it and just put it up, tag the show on whatever platform you're on, just so I know. And it's great to get more people on board who might want to become patrons and stuff like that to help out the show. And if nothing else, if you become a patron, you get all the videos, and on top of that you get it early. And if they give you a pain in your dose, a pain in your hole even, not your pain in your dose, a dose of a pain in your hole, you have no ads. You've ad-free content over there. So that's the crack. Today's guest, I have known this man since damn near day dot of doing stand-up comedy, and he's been nothing but an absolute charming, lovely comedian. You can have nothing but love for Conn. Cornelius, I should say, because he goes by both. Conn is just a name we give him. That's a Chris Kent joke, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. He's one of the most enjoyable people to hang around with. And I got a great education on hallucinogenics and, pot smoking. So sit back and enjoy the lovely time I had with Conn O'Sullivan.
You're looking well anyway, man.
Wild. I'm sure like yourself, I'm gone fucking wild. Excuse my hat here right now. It's fucking, I don't know what's happening.
Are you dying? Are you dying to hear?
I wasn't. During the summer last year, it went this blonde, and then it goes dark then in the winter time, and then her self-album went, will we dye it for the crack? Sure, look at, because at some stage I'll be shaving it off because I'm losing it left, right and centre. Like, so, but you know
I'm losing my hair as well. My fucking hair is gone as well.
Yeah,
but we're in our 40s now, Tom. Like we've done well enough. Like
we're grand. We look like two wild. Look, the two of us actually, honestly, if you met us on a Southern American road, the two of us.
You're here, man. We could do a Texas trip, you and me, man. Yeah, no problem. We'd fit in with the locals, no problem whatsoever.
You do. His name's Skeeter. I'm Dale. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Top of the morning. Now hand me over your money.
And your sister. I'm sorry. She's got to come with us. Yeah, I listen, sure. I mean, everything's got a bit fucking wild. Welcome to the podcast, by the way. I think we've kind of kicked off. Great to have you on board. Do you know when you get nostalgia? I'm not one for nostalgia, but sometimes people make me nostalgic that I haven't seen in so long that I had, you had affection and great times with great times back in the start out days, hadn't we?
Back in the old days, back in the crack house. Started off in the crack house for me anyway.
Same.
I remember Billy Anderson and God rest his soul and Ben Buckley. That's when I started going. I think you were there a little bit before me. But those two boys were running the crack house, and I think you might have been going maybe 3 or 4 months before I started, because I remember the talk was, this fella is fucking driving a Discovery. This is the rumors were going around. He's a multi-millionaire. He's after making a fortune. He's decided to throw it all in to follow his career as a comedian. But obviously there was some truth in there. You had a Discovery anyway.
That was it. I had a Discovery. It was literally Conn. That's all I had in my life. Everything else was gone.
Yeah.
Quite the polar opposite to what people believe. I heard. Do you know what? I heard the odd person. Like, I remember Niamh Maron said that to me one time. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that from? You clearly have never met somebody rich, because they do not carry on like I carry on. Trust me.
It was a mad time, because like I had just come out of a fairly serious business as well. I was like working in family business, and fucking kind of became a bit disillusioned with life as well. I don't know if you came disillusioned. I just came a bit disillusioned and just said,
utterly. Conn, I was driving around in a Discovery. What was I doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when a fucking Opel Astra would have done me, like, you know.
Yeah. But Jesus, you did some miles on that Discovery, man. I remember Facebook was all the rage back then, and you'd check into Sligo one night, you'd be in Dublin the next night, Belfast, and then you'd be down to Crack House on fucking Saturday nights. I was like, Jesus Christ almighty. That's probably how the rumors of you being a multi-millionaire kind of came. Jesus Christ, the man has no problem. He's able to pay for diesel to get around the country, no bother at all.
I was an idiot. A fucking idiot. Barely.
You weren't, though. You weren't, because like, I think that's a big difference between yourself and myself. I never did that. You did that. You did the fucking, I'm going to Athlone on a Tuesday. I'm going to fucking Maynooth on a fucking Wednesday. I'm doing fucking a charity gig at 2:00 in fucking Sligo the next day. Do you know what I mean? You did that route, whereas I just kind of always predominantly said, yeah, sure, look, I'll just stay in Cork.
Do you know, though, like, I didn't know not to do that. That's the thing. Like, I didn't, because there's nobody to tell you anything. There's there's no rule book or anything. So I just went, yeah, okay. I just didn't. So when you ask for these gigs and stuff, you ask them kind of nearly in the notion that you won't be giving them. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call and you're like, well, I have to do it now because I asked for it. And well, here I am now. And then it just became, I'd neither chick nor child or nothing at the time either, you know, so it was just me and me. That was it. And I was probably coming out of a bit of a mental breakdown. So it was a great.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. You have your life, then you have your mental breakdown, and then you become a stand-up comedian. That's the trajectory. Yeah. For most stand-up comedians, that's the trajectory. But yeah, no, I had a young son when I started off, so I suppose that does anchor you a small bit, all right, yeah. But no, it was great. Like, but look, here we are now. We're still standing. There's a lot of fucking soldiers have fallen along the way. Billy being one, God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. I know, I was only talking about him the other day. Like, man, he loved comedy. He was actually a great comedy mentor in that he fucking knew a lot about stand-up comedy. Do you know that kind of way? Like,
I have a good story about Billy. We did we did a course one time above in Dublin one Saturday. Your man, what's his name? Nish Noon. You know Nish Noon?
Yes. Yeah,
he was the guy behind Cat Laughs at the time anyway. And he put together like kind of a hot shots like agent. He brought in someone from the Times. he brought in all little different segments that you need to have in your gun, in your arsenal to be a comedian, you know. And it was like a 45-minute lecture here with this fella, a 45-minute lecture with this girl, about 4 or 5, and it was brilliant. It was really fascinating stuff, you know. And Billy was at it and I was at it, and at the end of the day, anyway, we were all going away, and I'm giving Billy a hug, and he was messing on his phone. He goes, "How do you stop this? How do you stop this?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "How do you stop this?" And it was the iPhone, and I was like, "You just press stop, Billy. You just press stop." Oh, yeah. And I said, "What the fuck is it?" Like, it was a recording for about 10 or 11 hours. He goes, "I got ADD. I can't concentrate, so I recorded the whole thing on my phone." I'm going home now to listen to it. This is after 10 hours. Fucking, oh man, that's Billy for you, like.
Yeah, he used to come at me with the odd course and stuff. I was like, I can't be colleged into this. Like, if it becomes that, it's no crack at all. Like, you know, but I get it. And in fairness to Nisha, he was trying to, you know, I suppose,
make money.
Make money, but cultivate something, I suppose, on a professional terms. Like, but
yeah, well, look, yeah. I got to do the cat laughs out of it. I learned something, and I ended up just annoying Nishnoon until he gave me a gig. So I figure I got something out of it. But yeah, you can't really. There's no such thing as comedy college, really. Like, on the road, doing your own gigs, being a comedian, just fucking dying makes you stronger, kind of a vibe. Like, you know, not go in and on a Monday to a Friday. You know? That'd be funny though. I would love to go to comedy college.
Do you know, I remember talking, and I didn't think it was a possible thing, but do you remember Kevin Lockhart? Small little fellow, American fellow, but
yes,
had the deepest voice ever. Like,
yes, yeah, I think his profile picture, he had the American flag and he was topless in it. I think, yeah, I do remember him. Yeah,
he went to gamer college. He went to did 4-year degree in games, in computer games, like,
brilliant.
I got an amazing gig out of it, like, had an unbelievable job in Dublin.
What does he do now?
I'm guessing that he went back to America for big money, I'm guessing, with, you know, for whatever crowd, but he was working for a crowd here. And I remember having a couple of drinks with him one night after a gig and asking him, I said, how do you do? I said, is it all just the learning of it? Like, is it all like just purely games? I said, it must be an interesting college to go to. Like, I can't imagine you had a big sports program going on.
Do you play video games? Are you a video gamer?
I can't anymore. I have serious addiction issues when it comes to games. So all consoles had to leave my life. And
really?
Myself and at the time, Natasha and myself were just going out, and she had the same issue. We'd sit there like, where nothing would get done. Like, I mean, not like absolute two fucking zombies. And we kind of looked at each other in the Xbox, and the whatchamacallit had to go, the Nintendo had to go as well. We went, this can't, no.
Yeah.
The sun is coming up, and literally, what do we fucking do? So both of us kind of admitted we can't. I have a total appreciation for him, but can't pull back out of it. Like,
no matter what happens, when I come home after a gig, I'll come home, I'll roll a smoke, I'll have it, and I'll go in and I'll play 3 games of FIFA. And by the time it's finished, I'm wrecked and ready for bed. It's the only. I find it a great way to switch off. Do you know, when you're kind of like, now during lockdown, then I hardly played it at all. And you'd imagine that, you know, the opposite would have been true. But I find it a great kind of a meditative kind of a come down or something like that. You know, that and heroin are great. For sleep, like.
Isn't that great though? You can just go, I'm gonna have three games now, and that's me done. Nah,
3 games.
I would have to play it until the thing went on fire. Like, that's.
And I only play 1 game. I play FIFA and I play a league in it. But I invested, like, I'm currently player manager with Luton Town, right?
Oh, lovely.
And like, I won't, and I'm right back at the start because it's the new game. I get it at Christmas every year. Mrs. buys it for me, and I play 3 games nowadays. Three games at night time. Now, the way I've replaced it with the gigs is I put the lads to bed. They're usually down between kind of 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll come downstairs, I'll make a cup of tea, I'll have a joint, and I'll fucking play 3 games, and I'm fucking ready for bed myself then. It's that or shoot myself in the head, Tom, right?
You know, I mean, it's a flip of a coin, really. It's a flip of a coin. You were always cool that way. Like, you were one of the few people I knew that smoked weed in Cork. You know what I mean? Like, it was But you like at the same time you weren't wearing a Bob Marley t-shirt or anything walking around the place. Like
I did have a few Bill Marley t-shirts, all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the lesser known. He's like the Mike to Nike. It's the same thing. You get those t-shirts in a market yard somewhere in a fucking inland town. You end up with Mike and fucking Bill Marley. Where did weed come from? Because I'm intrigued by weed and I'm getting more interested in the weed.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you now, man. I've already had a smoke today. Like, have you?
This is half 10. We started this at, folks, just in case.
Yeah. I had a like I'll start most days with black coffee and a J between 9 and 11 o'clock in the morning, sometime between that time, and I'd normally have maybe 2 more than throughout the day. But at this stage of the race, like I wouldn't consider myself stoned now, or anything like that, but I can get stoned. Like for me, that's my kind of base. Like I've got kind of low level anxiety, general low level anxiety, and it just mellows me completely out. At this stage, I'm able to function perfectly on it, get all my work done. I run the Cocoa Club. And obviously getting my own gigs, my own shows and shit like that. So you can, like, for people, it annoys me actually when people say, "Oh, you're a fucking stoner. Stoners can't get anything done. They're at home. They're fucking wanking the balls off themselves. They're playing video games morning, noon, and night." And yes, that is me, 100%.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But
yeah,
I also am married with 3 kids, have a mortgage, run a couple of comedy clubs, and fucking, get my shit done. That kind of way. So, I started smoking. Like, I've done all the drugs, man. I took fucking shrooms there at Christmas on New Year's Eve.
What were they like?
Oh man, fucking, like, I picked them myself and everything. Like, and obviously, I had enough for like 2 doses now last year once I picked them, and I took one earlier when I picked them, and then I saved one for New Year's Eve because I was down in Kerry, and I did this mountain walk called Cumakishta by myself, packed my own bag, brought my own food, and went off for about 4.5 hours into this wilderness up the fucking mountains down in South Kerry, where you can see where's that fucking place where Star Wars was, the Skelligs, like, yes, right out in front of me, like. But just unbelievable, man. Like, I take a real, like, a trip, but like a low level trip, if you know what I'm saying. So it's almost being like in a video game. Like, this is, I swear to God, like, and then when you're in it, like, everyone's
walking different. With Conn.
You see, the thing is, like, I'd often think, oh, I don't take much, but then if someone smokes weed with me, they're like, "Fuck it, you're an animal, man. Jesus Christ, you can't smoke 3 of these a day." Like, but to me, that's like just a normal amount, like. But I find they're an enhanced, like, weed. I use it for my own well-being, and from just to be me. And it's just like a hack. Did you ever see that movie Limitless?
Yes, yeah.
Like, it's just, your man is just taking the thing, and I genuinely feel, and I'm not being pissy about it, but I genuinely feel I'm not me until I've had my first smoke, and then I feel, yeah, all right, okay, yeah. All right, okay. Everything's easier for me. Like, I've got 2 small kids under the age of 5. I don't go around baked off my tree with them, but and I don't drive, obviously, if there's anything to be, any driving to be done with them. There's, like, it's the weed after, that kind of way. But it's just, you're more patient. Like, I could play inside in the playroom with Harvey and Hunter there now, man. I could be in there for 2 hours in their worlds. Like, like my oldest there, Harvey John, he's 5, and he's mad into superheroes at the moment.
Yeah. And
like, I'm always his sidekick in whatever adventure he's getting into, and Hunter's kind of the bad guy, the 2-year-old. So like I'm a little baked. I'm totally in there. Like, I'm fucking trying to, let's get him. Let's cut his legs off. Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
I love that.
And it's great. That. I'm playing ball. Just the patience and the love and the happiness. I feel a lot happier, because I'm not saying I was unhappy, but like yourself, I had my own fucking mental issues that I had to work through, and I found, like, because I was on all these, like, fucking drugs for it, like Effexor and Sofifex and all this kind of stuff.
Fuck yeah,
and there was fucking shit, man. I had to come off them. I went from being depressed to being like, just like fucking
alien. And you wonder how many people are on them fucking things, because you're looking at people, like, and you're going, man, are you a fucking alien? What's wrong, like? Yeah,
and try driving on those things, man. Honest to God, I remember one day 2 things happened to me when I was heavily medicated on those. One time I was driving, And the next thing I just like I had been driving for a half an hour. I was going to Cork, and I just coming into Blackpool, I could not remember the last 25 minutes of the drive.
Jesus.
Yeah. And like, these are legal fucking things that were being prescribed by my doctor, like, you know. If I had driven and had a smoke, I would have probably listened to a bit of fucking Pearl Jam with the windows down and sung my heart out and fucking got like saluted every cunt on the road.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Lead.
what's happening, by? But anyway, and another time then I was fucking. I went to I had to go to Tesco, parked the car, went into Tesco. I lived in town at the time, bought a rake of shopping, walked home, made something to eat, and about 4 hours later went to go up to the car and had forgotten that I had left the car down in Tesco, and thought my car was stolen. Went up to the guards, reported the car stolen. The guards brought me into the back office and everything. I was like, I was working for a company called O2 at the time. I was a sales rep for O2 at the time, and on the road, like, it was a fucking brand new Passat. Rang my mother, started crying, the whole lot. Like, this is fucking all these drugs. I had to come off them, man. And then I started smoking weed, but like not straight away, like just kind of, I found weed at a party, kind of a vibe, and I was like, oh, I feel really good on this. And then the next day, I bought a bag, and yeah.
It's only a matter of time before. Well, the only way, I suppose, is if the pharmaceutical companies start growing it themselves. Really, that's the only, that's the way it comes.
If you have any bit of land now, like weed, it's a weed. Like, do you know what I mean? I think you can grow hemp. There's hemp farmers in Ireland already.
Oh, there is, yeah. It was all over Wicklow when I was living up there. Because apparently, Wicklow sometime. There's a crowd from Wicklow town have their own. I think they've come together, and there was like, I don't know, 70 or acres. A couple of these companies came together and planted all this fucking hemp out in this yoke, and it grows, whatever breed it is, it grows like fucking goodo in Wicklow.
Can you see that?
Yeah, Remedy CBD. Yeah.
That's fucking mighty tack, right? I've got a frozen shoulder here, you know.
Oh yeah.
So I'll just put a little bit of that on it, right? This is legally bought now in Ireland. Obviously, this is it's a massage balm. I'll put it, like, I have a frozen shoulder. I put a little bit of that into it, and instantly it's relieved. Instantly, like with me, as I said, I have a little bit of low level anxiety, right? So I could, if I leave that unattended to, it becomes regular anxiety, and then fucking high anxiety, and then panic attack mode, like, you know. But the minute I have a smoke, the absolute second that I'll have a smoke, I go from here to just a base where I'm completely comfortable, completely okay to function, really happy, really mellow, really creative. I probably go about, to be totally honest, it's not all positives. Like, I probably go about 25% slower in everything I do. Do you know? That's
only because you were going super fast before that. Fucking
maybe so. Yeah, like maybe so. Like, I mean, try and get out into nature every day. Try and go for a walk every day. And I might say to Noelle, I'm going for a walk there now. And she'd be like, grand, it could be 3 o'clock. And then like 5 o'clock, I'll come into the kitchen. I'll say, right, I'm off there now. I'm going for the walk. Like that kind of slow. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's the only thing we fight about. She's like, for fuck's sake, go for the walk. Go now. You know? But she herself, and like, I have a load of buddies that are like me. There's like, you know, like, I have a friend, he's an electrician. I have a friend who's a physiotherapist. A lad that works in the bank, good buddies of mine from years, like, and they're all fucking, you know, casual. They're being more casual than me now, like, but like, it's ridiculous, you know. It's ridiculous. It does the exact opposite to what alcohol does. Like, alcohol just fires up the rage in a man, and the fucking, let's go out and fucking bait men and ride women. That's what we want to do, you know. Whereas with weed, you'd be like, nah,
you're right. Because I remember talking with a guy, and his father he had a bunch of vending machines. He had about 20 vending machines around Dublin, and he was after handing the company over to the son. You know, his son was after expanding it to another 5 or 6, and they were making good money. And I remember talking with the two of them, and I said, so what products are you putting in? And I said, all the usual fucking suspects. He says, but what I am looking into, the father was trying to restart another business of vending machines of CBD and hemp products. He says, because let there be no mistake. He says, I've traveled the world. He says, I've seen how businesses, the next big wave of things come. Let there be no mistake. That's what's coming next. He says, it's funny. It was around fucking 200 years ago. He says, just the top doggy, hemp was.
Well, the history, like I did a podcast on this, a conspiracy podcast on this, on my own podcast last year. But the history of weed is very, like how it became globally illegal is very, very interesting. Like, and it's all down to money. It's all down to it's got nothing to do with what it actually does to the body, because you can use it for textiles. You can use it for food. You can use it for medicine. Like, I mean, it has numerous beneficial things that it can help you with. And like anything else, if you abuse it, I mean, like alcohol is great in moderation, but if you're going out drinking fucking 2 liters of whiskey every day, like, you're going to have issues. If you go and smoke 40 joints a day, you're going to have issues. So yeah, moderation is everything, really. Like, but like. Yeah, I think you're right. It's legal in Germany now, and you can buy it legally in Spain and Portugal. There's actually like kind of underground legal loophole cafes in Spain. So we'll see how our boys get on. But I wouldn't have much faith now in Varadkar and me all Martin to be getting the finger out now to getting the weed cafes.
Well, it won't be them it'll be Major Farmer that'll change their minds. They don't make any fucking decisions made on those things. Like, it steps in, until somebody huge. Do you remember your man a couple of years ago? And I always felt bad for him. He was an old guy, and he was the founder of Kyo's Crisps and Kyo's Spuds. And he had again handed the company over and put his own little greenhouse he had up on the top of the farm somewhere.
A little polytunnel.
Yeah, he was cultivating his own gear, but apparently he was seeing what works best, because he'd been abroad to see how it works, and he was trying to cultivate the next, because again, even though he was an old fella and stuff, he went, the next big thing won't be spuds, it'll be fucking this stuff. And some dirty cunt of a neighbour fucking absolutely grassed him up, for the want of a better phrase. Like, they grassed him up, and the family left him. I think I was asking a guard who was involved in it some which way, and he was saying the family wanted to stand by him, but he went, no, keep the Kyo's Spuds and Crisps clean. I'll take this one on me. I'm an old fella. It's grand.
He doesn't give a shit. He's an old, exactly. And the older I get, the fucking more I kind of feel like that. I'm like, do you know what? Fuck them all.
Yeah.
Fuck them all. But yeah, like it's definitely on the, it's definitely coming down the tracks. And sooner rather than better, because like I absolutely hate going into like fucking Aldi car parks at fucking 10 o'clock at night.
My next question, like,
you know what I mean? Like fucking
some
fella in a Honda Civic, souped up Honda Civic, going, like, okay, that's the best stuff there, boy. That's the best to get about. All right, kid, text me. And like, you're like, I'm 43, married, fucking mortgaged, fucking kids, like trying to make a living up on the fucking comedy stage, and I'm having to deal with these low-level drug dealers inside Mallow Town, like, you know what I mean? It's not a good look for me, Tom.
I love how they're talking to, like, they're a fucking horticulturist, like, it's the good gear, and you're like, wow, how would you know? How would you know? Come on, now. Let's get fucking real. Exactly. Did we all go down in the back of that Jeep to Cahersiveen one time? Or am I fucking imagining that? Ashley Strand was there, I remember.
Was that the gig in Camos?
Yes, in a fucking restaurant.
In a restaurant. I drove, the roads were very, very bad that night.
That's right.
You went down, I'd say, before us. I drove down with Peter Carroll and Ashley in a fucking 99 Fiat Cinquecento with 4 ball tires on what was extensively an ice rink from once I left Killarney. Once I got to Killarney, it was grand. And we went down. We all had a fucking great gig. I remember myself and Pete were doing our double act. Ashley hosted. I think you might have headlined. And you were young, free and single at the time, and having the pints afterwards. But I think Ashley had to get back to Cork, and we decided to drive. We decided to drive back, myself, Pete, and Ashley, and drive Ashley home to Cork. And it was like 5 o'clock in the morning before we got back.
Oh my Jesus!
Yeah, we stayed in his apartment. We had to flip for who got the couch. The other fella would sleep with Ashley, so Peter lost the toss of the coin. I still remind him of it. He could sleep with Ashley,
because that was the first, like, I think the first time, because we did a lot of gigs in like Tipperary and stuff. But yourself and Peter had a double act going on.
Yeah,
than Peter the Mind Guy. How did that come about?
So we're from the same village.
Oh, are you? Oh, right.
Yeah. So we're from the same village, and we would have grown. Now I'm a few years older than Pete. Pete's 38. I'm 44. But we'd know each other from GAA. We're both involved with GAA from playing and from coaching and stuff like that. And that's how we knew each other. And Pete is a magician and a mentalist, and he used to do the cruise ships. You know,
did he?
And he was doing all the cruise ships. Yeah, it was like fucking super cool. And then he kind of tired of that, as you probably would, like, and he came back to Ireland, and he was kind of tipping away doing his own kind of solo shows locally and stuff like that. And then I don't know how we got fucking chatting anyway, but I don't actually know. I can't even remember how we got chatting, but I think I met him at the Crack House or something. He was doing a gig. I can't remember anyway, but we ended up anyway in the same car, and we were chatting away, and we were just talking about football the whole journey. And like so then I was like, as you know, I book a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, fuck, and he's brilliant. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking book him there now, because I'll collect him and I'll be able to have a fucking great chat about not comedy. You know, I'm just gonna talk about fucking Gaelic football. So you come down, you know, your head is fresh. Instead of going into a car, as you well know, with a bunch of comedians talking about, you know, who's an awful cunt.
Yeah, literally, that's the opening line. It's like, oh, she's
an awful bitch. He's an awful cunt. But so we were kind of knocking around doing gigs, and then we'd be making each other laugh in the car. And I don't know how it came about. Oh, I was doing sketches, and I asked him anyway to do a sketch, and then we had a great laugh doing the sketch, and then we kind of came up with the idea of doing what was called the Sorcerer's Apprentice, first of all.
Yeah.
He was the sorcerer and I was his apprentice, kind of a thing. And then that morphed in then to, oh God, man, we died so many places with the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Oh my God. Like, I don't think we ever had a good gig with the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and a lot of it was my fault.
But I loved it. I loved it. Like, well, that's what comedians love, is because you go, oh, that's funny. Oh, the rest of the cunts don't get it. But because we're such weirdos, you love the awkwardness of the moment. You're like, oh, this is fucking great. Because you looked like you were enjoying yourself anyway. That was I was getting enjoyment out of that. That's Conn looks like he's having a fucking great time up there. Do you know?
I tell there was a eureka moment. We were gigging away and we were doing that, and I don't think we ever had a good gig as a Sorcerer's Apprentice. And I said to him then, I said, look, if we're going to do it, we'll do it properly, because we never rehearsed or anything, like, you know. We'd just go down and we'd have, like, he'd do the mind reading and I'd do the fucking awkward alt comedy, right? Yes. And it would always end good because he was a class mentalist, like, you know. But anyway, so we decided we'd rebrand. We changed the name to the Supernatural Brothers, and we started rehearsing, and I started learning a bit of mentalism and whatnot, and we started to get good. But then it was kind of up and down, and we decided we were going to take a break from it, and I got a call for a gig down in Valentia Island. I think it was Bernard Casey, actually. Right. It was Bernard Casey, and he was, and this was before Bernard was huge, like, you know. He was like, yeah, fucking just starting off himself. Oh, it was brilliant, like, but like, you know, before he was a name, so he wouldn't have attracted the crowd at all. And he said, look, he'd seen us in Cork and he'd loved us, and he said, look, please, will you come down and you do this? The money's great. I think it was €400, which was an enormous amount of money. An enormous amount of money to us at that time. And so we had decided prior to this we weren't going to do it. And then I rang Peter. I said, look, it's fucking 200 quid. They're going to put us up, 200 quid each. They're going to put us up. And I think they were covering petrol and stuff like that. And he said, fuck, go on, we'll do it. So no interest in the gig, but like the 200 quid, yeah, we'll do it. So we rocked on down anyway. And by the time we got down there, we had convinced ourselves that this was our last gig. We're never going to do it anymore. It's not for us. I'm going to do this. You're going to do that. And we were safe in the knowledge anyway. And I was going out with my wife. I was only going out with her about a month, maybe 2 months at the time. And she's from Waterville, which is a neighboring town. Yeah. To Valencia. What's the name? Knightstown was the town in Valencia. So they're all fucking inbred down there. And
you got her out, son.
I'm actually helping the gene pool out big time by fucking riding her. So we were down there anyway, and the next thing I saw her brother, and I was like, oh fucking hell, because I was like, I cannot die in front of, like, we'd no rehearsal done for any of this or anything like that. So Pete was up in the bedroom that we were staying in, and I ran up to him and I said, listen, man, Noel's brother's below. Fucking, what are we going to do? We didn't even know what we were going to do, like, you know. So we'd about an hour before the gig, and we'd been doing all these little bits, and we'd been trying all these bits in little different gigs, and we just went, okay, let's do A, B, C, D, and we'll finish on E. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then for the next 45, 50 minutes, we just repeated inside in the bedroom until we were like, okay, we'll give it a go. And we went out, and there was a big triathlon on, and there was about 150, 200 people there, and they just had finished the triathlon. So they had all the endorphins going through their body.
Yes.
And they were all having a couple of drinks. They were all in great form. And Bernard was hosting, and he brought us on anyway. And we absolutely fucking destroyed the room.
Of course you did.
Like we never did before. And then coming back in the cat, we were so hyped up from it that we decided, like, I was like, I wasn't drinking at the time. I said, look, fuck it. And Pete doesn't drink. And I was like, do you want to just go home? Because I just want to talk about this. And if we stay here, we're going to be, when you're staying after a gig, loads of people are coming up talking to you. And he was like, yeah. So we stayed for about maybe an hour afterwards, and then we got chips and we went home. And by the time we got back, then we were like, yeah, let's do this properly. And then we started writing shows and booking shows, and we went all over Europe with it, really. We went all over Ireland, and it was fucking great. And we did it for about maybe 3 years, and it was brilliant. We made some good money, and we made some good contacts, and we made some great shows. And then we just kind of got sick of it again then, and we stopped, and we didn't do anything for 7 years. And then during lockdown, we used to meet once a week for a walk, and we were again talking about GA all the time. And then slowly but surely we started to make each other laugh again, that kind of way. And we decided we'd write another show and bring the band back, for a greatest hits. And we did a couple of shows there then, just like in the last couple of months, and we're going to do some next year now as well. So it's it's great. It's great.
I love that, because when a thing doesn't go away, you know what I mean? It's not gone forever. Like, hey, well, let's get to... But isn't that fucking hilarious? The one gig that you decided an hour beforehand to put a bit of effort in rehearsal, you were like, oh, do you think we should do that? I think we should give it a go. Yeah. And then you went down, you rocked it because you knew what you were doing. I love how that's how the penny dropped.
And the penny dropped that night, and it was all because Bernard, Noel's brother, was in the audience, and I was like, I cannot die. I was only going out with her about 6 or 7 weeks, and I was like, they all knew that I was a comedian, but none of them had seen me.
Yeah.
And you yourself, like, the first time you're in front of any bit of family, you have to smash it. Like, you have to smash it.
What was the feedback? Yeah. What was the feedback through the grapevine, or did you hear?
Oh yeah, they loved it. They loved it. I ended up running the Charlie Chaplin Festival, I think.
I remember that.
Comedy festival down there. So they all got to see me eventually, and they were all, they're either great liars or they love me, one or the other,
Because we did a gig. You just reminded me when you said Killarney there a while back. We did a gig in. Oh man, it was fucking weird, and it actually opened my eyes to another underbelly of the entertainment industry that I'd never seen before. We were in the INEC, and we not getting onto the gig, but we were outside the bar that we were doing it in. It wasn't in the fucking, for anybody going, just fair play to Conn, he was running this year. The INEC itself was being taken over by this country music festival or ensemble for a weekend.
And the backstage bar.
I knew the two girls that were on the door. I went to school with one of them, and the other one was related to, and I went, what the fuck? And they were like, what the fuck? And they were on the door of I said, what's the deal here? And they named out like 5 or 6 singers that were on 2 nights in a row, and people were buying the tickets for like £100 a head. Yeah. And they'd sold the place out. I'm like, hold on. He sold out the entire thing for £100 a head, and you have 6 singers to pay. And this is country music is that popular, is it? And it was only then I started gigging up the north. I'm like, oh my Jesus Christ almighty. Now, on a side note, we if ever I was in a room where people did not want us.
Who was on with you that night? Was it Jerry McBride?
Ronan
Grace?
Ronan Grace was on, and Ronan.
Oh my God.
He was funny, and I'll never forget. You were like, it was a great setup. You had gotten his rooms and everything, and it was actually decent pair. And But I in my naivety was looking, going, it's this kind of longish big bar, and I was like, nobody wants us here. They all want the country music next door, and that rattled me because it was like, if they've come from country music, we have nothing to offer these people. And it was like they wanted to come in for a sherry, not to have us fucking going. You know, what's the deal with airplane food? And
I'll tell you now. I tell you how I got that gig was I got a residency there for 8 weeks. And I walked in
like it's Vegas. Like
I walked in off the street with Peter. We were trying to book gigs down in Clarny, and I said, "Look, come on, we'll go in here." And the fella that owns the place, or the fella that did the entertainment, his name was Shane. And I said, "Hi, how's it going? Just a couple of comedians there. Yeah, we're thinking of opening a comedy club in Clarny. So we said we'd give you first crack at the whip." And he was like, "Yeah, okay, very good, very good. And how much would you want?" Like, I don't know. I think all the blood went out of my body. Like, and I just said, "Oh, we'd want, I don't know, we'd have to see the room, maybe 500 or 600 quid, a couple of rooms." Just the old instinct of sales, of like, just price it high, you can come down lower afterwards, came out. And he was like, "Yeah, that seems reasonable enough." You know?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I, like, it was a total money one, like, but it was a horrible room. Like, the very first gig there was great because people were there for comedy, but after that they didn't advertise it, or they didn't put any, like, I was saying, look, you have to tell people it's a comedy show, like they're coming in for a beer. You know, but
you're being assaulted. I remember Ronan went out the door after this woman talking about dildos or something. She wanted to go, and he was actually able to go out because the cable would go out with him and everybody could hear. And it, like, for anybody listening going, oh, everybody could hear, literally there was people coming in but with their arses to the stage because they were buying drinks, and there was a handful of people who happened to be sitting down getting a breather between fucking Wagon Wheel and Old Country Roads next door. And Ronan is shouting at some woman out in the smoking area about, and I'll never forget, I said, I have to have a drink, because I would normally never have a drink beforehand. I said, I have to have a drink here. So I was getting myself a pint. I remember it was a pint of Smittix. How the fuck do I even remember that? And you went up on stage with this perplexed look on your face going, for fuck's sake. And you had told me, you kind of give me a pat in the arse going, listen, I'll do a bit of fucking time here, but even I knew you weren't. And if you knew you weren't, and you went up, and God bless you, just turned around, Tom, do you want to come up? I was like, come on up. I'm like, I suppose I'm coming up.
But you know what that is, right? Do you know what that is? That is the comedy college that you're talking about.
Yeah. Is
where you try all those things, and you walk in naively and you go, yeah, I can do comedy here. Yeah, this can work here, because you're just looking at the pound signs. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, if I can get a room going here, it'll fucking make a few quid, then I'm halfway on the journey. But you find out very quickly that you make your mistakes, and you kind of, you don't go back. But like that was a pure money. I remember myself and Pete, we were going down for 6 weeks, and we'd get a double room each. We'd go down on I think it was on a Friday. We'd go down on Friday. We'd be down there at 12 o'clock. We'd be using all their facilities.
Oh, I went to the gym and everything had it was ridiculous. I thought it was Joe Rogan or something, fucking getting it all in.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah. We thought then, we'll just do this. We'll go around to all the hotels in Ireland. We'll do this. But soulless. And good experience.
Do you remember that? Because it only popped into my head, because I don't know how Natasha remembered it, because it was the Dog Whisperer come up. Do you remember we went and recorded voiceover fucking sketches?
Yeah.
And I'd written, where did that come about?
Where was that on? Was that down in Tipperary somewhere?
No, it was in
myself
Fermoy.
And Ashley went down to you.
It was some fella in Fermoy.
Oh, was it in Fermoy?
It was off the back of, again, this fella ran an open mic in Fermoy, but it was open mic for music, poetry, figurative dance, in the kind of place where they'd be playing the darts over your head. Do you know what I mean? While you're trying to tell a few jokes, like no business. And I went in there, and there was this guy, he had some pirate radio or some, it was basically, it only went out to a handful of people.
Inside his kitchen, he had the setup inside in his kitchen, yeah.
And I don't know how it came about, but it was a fun thing to do, and I can't find it anywhere. I went looking for it.
You wrote the sketches, and Ashley, like I think I was playing a woman in it. I think.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, and Ashley, obviously, Ashley's a brilliant voice actor, like a really, really, really good voice actor, like. And they were funny. I remember there was a dog in one of them barking or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time ago now, Tom. God bless your memory, man.
Well, it wasn't even my memory. I think the Dog Whisperer had popped up on the television, and Natasha was like, did I imagine you telling me something about you wrote an alternative Dog Whisperer fucking thing? I was like,
yeah.
Oh, that was with Conn. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Holy shit.
That's a long time ago. Do you know who I met recently? He called to the house here, Ben Buckley.
Stop.
Yeah. He's married now and he's got a kid and living up in Kildare. But I'd be in contact with him every now and then, like, you know. And he was going on these holidays with the baby and his missus, and he was passing. And I said, Jesus, call in for a cup of tea. And they came in, and yeah, he's in great form. Yeah,
that's great.
Yes.
You know when like people freeze in time when you don't see him, and the fact that you just said, well, he's married and has a child. I'm like, what? Of course he does. Yeah. It's like 12 years since that I saw. Like,
yeah,
I met him at the.
He was very good. I used to think Ben, like when we were all starting. Like when we were starting all off, like I remember, do you remember Dylan Holland, another guy down from Clonakilty? He was excellent. There was a lot of like really good. Dawn was good. You were good. Chris was a little bit ahead of us. Ross was a little bit ahead of us. They were down in city limits, a door I could never get in. But like there was some good talent floating around. Like
that was the thing. The scene.
David Duff.
Yeah. But it seems like another world, doesn't it, to what the scene was at the time? Because even like City Limits was doing so well with numbers. The Crack House was doing well. The Coco and stuff was doing well. And you're like, where are all the people gone? Do you know what I mean? Like, where the fuck are all those people? Do you remember like the height of the boom in Cork? Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
It would be jointed throughout it. I get the money went out of most cities, but where the fuck did all the people go?
Well, it's gas. Like I'm still pals enough with David Duff. He's living in Sweden now, and he still does a bit of comedy. I've gone over and I've done a few gigs over there and stayed with him. But like he's super talented. Like he had remember that Boy Racer song that was on YouTube?
That's right. I was trying to think what was
like fucking millions of views in it, and like he very nearly made it about 2 or 3 times, but just because of his own kind of apathy. Like he was like, yeah, you know, I remember he was telling me he went to Australia and very quickly he was a musical comedian and he's like he's great lyricist and very funny and he was a talented musician as well. I remember he was telling me he was after getting onto this big show, this big a regular on this big show, the biggest club in Sydney, and they were paying him like a couple of $100 a gig and he was doing 2 or 3 nights a week, and then he just decided to come home.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, oh my God, you were so close. And now I'm going to come home. And then Ben, I remember Ben, he was brilliant. Ben was really good. Like in MCs, he used to headline a few my shows and he was getting into city limits and he was doing very well. And then he went to Australia and he kind of just kind of fell out of love with it as well. You know?
Yeah, well, he had a very cool thing. I remember he went, the name of the company was something like The Long Way Around or something like that. And you basically go in this, it looks like a military vehicle bus, and it takes like 6 months to get to Australia. You go backpacking through all these weird. He ended up I remember he was emailing at the time, and he said, "Look, I'm going into China, so strong possibility there'll be no emailing for a while." We were being told, and there wasn't, just no fucking internet. Like, so I remember thinking that's kind of cool, you know. But then life lands you in certain places.
He met his wife. He met his wife doing that, you know. And
was it?
Yeah. He met his wife traveling. So like, I mean, it's like, it's just I was saying I've said to someone he was here. I was like, man, you got to get back doing comedy, like you're fucking, you know. But like, I just don't think he wants to. I just think even with Duff, like I'd always, and that's something I have to stop doing. I have to stop telling people what I think they should do.
I have to do the same thing going, telling them what to do. Like, yeah.
You know what you should do now? You should fucking not listen to a word I say. That's what you should do. But like, yeah, you know, like Ben would have been frozen in time in my own head as well, but I just remember him smashing gigs, and he was from Tipperary as well. There was a couple of you from Tip, like, you know, yourself and Ben.
It was weirdly we didn't know each other, and I was only actually talking about him the other day I was in with the 2 Johnnies, and the boys are from the same. Well, Johnny B is from Care. He went, really? But they just passed each other in the night, you know, that kind of way. There was a slight age difference or whatever, and they just passed. He went, that fucking incredible now that, you know, from here and whatever. I said, yeah, but I said, you were in a rock band at the time where he was telling jokes, you know what I mean? So you wouldn't have crossed each other's paths, like, so.
Yeah, it's gas. small little differences make a big difference over time, don't they?
But you ended up like when did you cultivate the idea of becoming an actor then? I know you always had a good act because you had a great eye for the silly. Even when you were playing like the dopey brother in the Apprentice, like you were kind of you know the odd comedy kind of like, but you knew you had your finger on the pulse of what it was to be the clown. You know what I mean? You were like, clearly he's the straight man. You had from the outset a really good understanding of where the silly lives. Like,
yeah, I think it's my like I think it's my favorite type of comedy, silly humor. Like I love Rick Mayall. I used to love Bottom. Like Bottom is the epitome of silly, like, you know. Like he's not the only, or he wasn't the only comedian that I like. I like loads of different comedians, but I do enjoy kind of playing that dopey kind of character who thinks it's almost a Brent-esque character, you know. He kind of thinks, yeah, I've got this sorted, and you don't have it sorted at all, you know, that kind of way. But I don't know. I did a lot of acting growing up. I was in a lot of musicals. I did a lot of theatre in school. I did a lot of stuff after school. And you know, it was all amateur now, like Tom, do you know what I mean? And then I kind of got a little bit of TV work with Cahoots, and I was in a sketch show, and I was in a few things on Republic of Telly, but I haven't really tried. Bernard Case is always saying, you need to fucking go away and put together a reel and get on Fish Pond, and that's how you'll get started. And I probably should, like, you know, but as I said, I'm kind of 25% behind everyone else.
The only thing the only thing about that is, and I know what Bernard's saying, like I was on Fish Pond myself, but there'll be the rake of fucking yokes come your way. But you know, in your heart and soul, after doing a couple of those auditions, you're like, they have their lad picked. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, and I sure as shit. The one and only time, twice, I walked in there without any kind of a fuck. I says, what the fuck? You're taking up my fucking morning here now with that attitude. But I had the script learned or whatever, went through it to my best of my ability, but just click and off out the door. There was no like, so is that okay? Or it was, and the 2 times, those are the 2 roles I got.
Yeah.
But
they love seeing comics come in, because comics don't, like, you learn the lines there, but you probably just learned the lines and then did it in your own way.
Yeah.
Whereas actors will be like, okay, well, they're obviously looking for this, and they want me to portray an image of this, so I'm going to be this, and I'm going to bring my training in. Whereas it's more natural for us because we no fucking training, and we're like, we'll give it a go anyway. Come on. Yeah. What do you want me to be? South Dublin? No problem. Like that's a great character. That fucking in Ivor and Damo, that sidekick to Damo. Like,
oh yeah, Tarek.
I remember being at a fancy dress party in Mallow inside a pub, and someone was dressed as you. I actually got a fucking photo of him and I sent it on to you at the time.
Yeah.
With the long peak cap, you know. So like it definitely it infected the whole country. Like that show was all over the place.
It's ridiculous, man. There was a period there where I got to see the insight of what it would be to be briefly super famous in a tiny microcosm of what between the times of 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. All the rest of the time, absolutely not. But it was only because the handful of times I went out and was myself and Andy, you know, Ivor/Damo, we went out. And you're getting literally people running after you. You're like, what the fuck? I just came up from Tip. I literally just
in the Discovery.
In the Discovery. I don't think I even fucking had it at the time. I said this was up in fucking blocks at the time. I know it's the only thing I do still have from back those days. She's still going, but it was just fucking like, because it was at a magical point, the tipping point of television competing with the internet. Do you know what I mean? There was no internet competition in 2013. So it was that like we were going toe to toe with our fucking Love Hate at the time. And you're talking about them numbers. You know what? This is
they're big numbers. But you're right about television. Like, I mean, who fucking watches television anymore?
Nobody watches.
Like when I see people, you know, trying to get the only good thing about television and voiceover work as well is, like, I mean, the money is, there's still money to be made. That, like, we have to try and pay our mortgages, you know. But like, if you're doing a show on RTE now, for example, like, sure, Ireland is a pimple on the arse of Europe, and Europe is possibly the weakest continent on the planet right now. You know, there's fucking fractions all over the place. We're all fighting with each other. and all the other places are just getting stronger and stronger. So I just can't see television having any influence. Like if Father Ted was those boys have made some living. Pat McDonough and Joe Rooney have made the fucking best living in the whole world off of one episode or two episodes. I think Pat was in. Now they're brilliant comedians, but like, can you imagine getting on Father Ted? Like, you done, like.
Oh yeah, like you literally have made a life from it, like off the back of it. And Pat says it. He goes, "Oh God, I love it. I love the fact because people go, I don't want to be annoying you now," and it's like, "Oh no, you're grand. I've made an entire career of one, not even a decision. He literally went, okay, that's it. Yeah, I'll be Owen McLove. Fine, that was it, and nothing else was needed. The power of it, the power of television back then. But now, listen, when you're seeing lads can fill like Bernard, there you go. He can fill the INEC based purely off of his Facebook sketches.
Yeah,
doesn't need to go to be on any television. Now he is a very good actor, but
just before the boom or before Corona, he filled this. So there's 2,500 people, and then the next night, through popular demand, he had 2 shows. He put 1,800 in the next night. Like, that's incredible. Like,
incredible.
That's incredible. You know, it's absolutely incredible. And as you say, off the back of Facebook, you know, and like, it's like I have a friend of mine. He's starting a podcast, and he was on to me over the weekend, and he was like, "What do you think I need to do? You know, like to get it out there?" And I was like, "Well, you just need to be like it's a conspiracy podcast, right? Yeah. So he doesn't want to be online." He doesn't want him to see. Like I said, listen, man, you live in a fucking 3-bedroom semi-detached house in fucking Macroom. I'd say you're grand. They're not coming for you, you know. But yeah, he was asking me, you know, what to do, and I was like, you have to just be online. You have to have the presence online, and you have to be online all the time, and you have to try and, you know, be on TikTok. You have to be on Twitter. You have to be on Instagram. You have to be on Facebook, and you have to be on it all the time. Obviously, putting out content that is relevant. You know, don't be coming up but just going hi or things. You know, putting out content that's relevant to what you want to talk about, and then you just have to be patient. Like Bernard's stuff is brilliant online. You know. And he puts a lot of work into it. He'll write the sketch. He'll rewrite the sketch. He'll get he's so meticulous in his process, you know, and then he's so prolific then on top of it. But like, that's the way it is. Like, I mean, you're the same with your podcast. How long is this podcast going now?
4 years. 4 years. More. It's going more than 4 years. More, maybe 4.5 years now at this stage. We're up on 200 and odd episodes now at this stage. Like, we had the 200th episode, and we did it live during a slight lift in lockdown. We did it over in Galway. We did it live, where I coincidentally, Gordo from Those Conspiracy Guys was on with me, and Colin,
very good. That's a great podcast.
Colin Geddes from the General Banter podcast. Like, and I mean, the option was there to do it in the outdoor sided tent thing, and I was like, man, it's fucking hard enough to get any kind of an atmosphere, but if you want to fucking have people sit down and listen to us tell dick jokes and about aliens and fucking Jeffrey Epstein and fucking more dick jokes, we're going to need to do it indoor somewhere. We're like, well, it's a 50 policy, 50. I was like, come on. So we had a couple of more. But who's like,
what's it like doing a live podcast?
It was great. It was everybody there was for that. That's exactly what you weren't sneaking it up on anybody, you know, that kind of way. So people were coming with that love of what was, you know what I mean? And all 3 of us had been on each other's podcasts on a very regular basis. Yeah. So they knew they didn't know what the 3 of us would sound. I didn't know what the 3 of us together would sound like, because individually we've been on each other's or whatever, but it was, people came with the love of the notion of all 3 of us had podcasts or whatever. So we're like, well, fucking lovely. This is brilliant. This is the Holy Trinity. This is the trifecta. And it did. We went way, like, I had to cut the boys short, because the lads were like, the 2 lads were falling in love with each other because they'd never met. Yes. Everybody knew they all knew about each other. Before we knew it, Gordo does like 7-hour fucking podcasts. I'm like, jeez, fucking low. So at about the hour and fucking 40 mark, I could see people were bursting for the toilet and every fucking thing. But we did a couple of sketches prior, and we put them up on the big screen as well, just to add a bit more depth to the fucking thing. It wasn't just 3 blokes again telling dick jokes, like, or whatever. But I was fucking quality, do you know? So
no, that's great. And like, I mean, the fact that I just think it's all persistence and patience, this game.
That's all it is. Listen, if I went down the route and picked a team, if I did pick a team early doors, but I'm that fucking shallow of a person that I don't have a team that I'm going to lock onto. Like, maybe I should have, but this is kind of Tom hangs out with fun people kind of thing. And if you want to hang around, it would be a bigger podcast, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? So people kind of.
But it's your podcast is decent though. I mean, you get decent numbers. I'd see you in the charts there, the comedy charts and stuff like that. So you must be doing all right. Like
it does lovely. It does lovely for what I needed to do, and the most important thing is it doesn't feel like work. I really fucking enjoy it. But if I had to go, so tell me, Conn, when did you feel at your saddest? I go, I'd want you to come over to my house and punch me in the fucking dick. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's
22nd of March, 1977. The day I was born. Put me back in. But it's gas. No, because like I started my podcast this time last year, and I only started it because I was like, it was fucking, we were locked down, and I was like, I need to put a microphone into my hand for an hour once a week. I need to do something. And like yourself, I absolutely just love it. I just love the process of it. I love I love the pressure of it as well, because not that there's much pressure now, like, don't get me wrong, but like just the pressure to put out an episode, that you have to do something, you have to do it every week. It has to be done. And if it's not done, you're a bollocks, because you have people that are listening to it now, so no, I think that's a little bit of routine, a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for now? A little bit of routine, and a little bit of, what is that word that I'm searching for? It won't come to me now. Dedication is what I'm going to use instead. But like, just keeping doing it, keeping at it, discipline. It's no harm to.
I love that the word discipline took you ages to think of. It was like,
as I said, I'm 25% slower than everyone else.
Don't worry, I'll speed this up. Oh no.
Put this on 1.5. Yeah, put this on 1.5 and people will get me, no problem. But yeah, it's the discipline, and it's the fucking and then I find anyway with mine, you have a body of work and you're kind of a little bit proud of it then, like, and you might have a few people sending you messages going, oh, that was a lovely podcast that you did, or that was, and it's, as you said, it's like, you're not gonna, like, it's just a way of keeping in contact with your fan base, however big or small it is, and it's a lovely way to continue to be creative in these weird times that we're experiencing at the moment, when we're normally on stage all the time, like,
That's exactly it. It was at one stage during the early doors of lockdown, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was trucking now with comedy, like I was doing a fucking lot of gigs, so I was like going into this going, what the fuck? So for, I think I don't know, for like a week or whatever, I did a podcast every day. It was just fucking, and I mean, it was completely honest. You couldn't keep it up, like, so it was, but there at least it was that, so I was like, oh, this feels like I'm going to work. Great. So since we moved back down, we've moved to Tip, early this.
You have not, have you?
Yeah, we moved back to Tipperary. I meant to actually, but.
What part of Tipperary are you living in?
Back in near Cahir, like not far from Cahir. We're
Jesus Christ, I'd say we're less than an hour from each other now.
Oh,
like, I live near Mitchelstown, like I'm in Killavullen. Yeah. Well, like
you're about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Okay, right. Let's have a play date next week. So let's go for a fucking walk.
Yeah, I'll bring the shrooms. But that's the thing now. That's what I do. I did that a few times with some good friends of mine over lockdown. It's called psychedelic hiking.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just one of the most amazing things to do on this planet. Obviously, do it in a safe environment and do it with people that are cool and are, put safety first, but like, and don't put yourself in jeopardy. Don't climb up the mountain, but like go on these nature hikes, these nature trails. We went up the Ballyhores a few times, and just fucking out of this world stuff, and the thoughts you'd have, and the awakenings you'd have to questions that you might have in your life about yourself are just like amazing. Like, I would have to say now, in the last 18 months, I would have gone through, like everyone else, like I would have gone through a kind of a period of kind of inward thinking, and like, what, am I a good guy? Have I been a dickhead? Could I be better? Am I fucking, where am I going in my career? Like all these questions that you'd be kind of pushing away to the side as you're plowing on, going to gigs and stuff like that. Introspective thoughts, like, and I think the shrooms have definitely fucking helped me. They're used now for like curing, like helping in the cure of alcoholism, depression, you know, all these things. Psilocybin is, it's the next, you were talking about weed earlier on, but it's definitely the next, there's a big study being done in Trinity at the moment. And I'd say you'll be seeing it in the next 3 or 4 years, even sooner, where it's used extensively in treatments for depression and alcoholism and addiction and loads of other things that are escaping me now. Like, but yeah, I don't know how I got onto that again.
Yeah, I had she's a comic originally from Clare, but she's been in LA for years. Her name is Emma Pine. She's stone fucking mad, brilliantly pure West Clare, like fucking mad. And she was very excited to be on the podcast because she was allowed to swear at an Irish standard. You know what I mean? She goes, "Can I say cunt?" I'm like, "You can, Emma, say whatever the fuck you want." She goes, "Great, we're only 3 seconds in. I'm already." But she was telling me about it. She wanted a bit of an awakening, so she went down. I don't know where she said she went. It could have been in California, but it was an ayahuasca weekend. Yeah. And the first night, just a fucking job. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty. She says, I was floating through. I understood the meaning of life. I was inside a star. I was fucking, you know, for second night, I was Billy Big Ball. She says the second night, I took about 3 times as much. Oh, she died several times, like literally in her head, died several times. It was the most horrific experience of her life. But again, at the end of it, she still went, but I might give it again a go, like, you know.
Yeah. But that's the thing. A trip is never the same. And depending on dosage, obviously enough, like, I mean, you can, like, there's Terence Mckenna, he'd be the kind of the godfather of mushroom knowledge on the planet. You might have heard him. Rogan, he's been on Rogan's podcast a few times actually. But like, he talks about this, and I'm definitely going to do it, but I have never done it. The most I've ever taken is 2 grams, which would be your stereotypical dehydrated 2 grams psilocybin trip. It'll last somewhere between 2 to 5 hours, and there'll be a period in that period there'll be an intense period of about maybe an hour. Right. Like, and I'm talking intense, like fairly intense. It's hard to articulate and describe it, but you can still manage to walk, you can still manage to communicate, but your depth of perception is just completely different to the way you're walking around thinking normally. And you can go into places within yourself that you didn't even know were there. So that's at 2 grams. But McKenna talks about this, he calls it the hero dose, right?
Right.
And it's 5 grams, right, which is 150% more than what I would take, which I would consider quite a large, a decent amount, right? But how he takes it, or how he said you should take it, is you should go into a room, you should close the curtains, the room should be completely black, and you should put on those eye things that you put on going to sleep, or they call fucking shields, eye shields, and just you take it and you just lie down in a comfortable chair or on a comfortable couch, and you have at it, right? But it's like the whole, he was describing, he goes, your whole ego is completely dissolved, and you're talking about death. The death of the ego is completely gone. You go into a different world with, like, you're talking about conspiracies there now, like these, like, you know, mechanical high-tech engine, like futuristic worlds where there's elves and there's all different entities and demons and gods and angels, and you can go right back into your true self, your actual being. That's, you know, we all have an ego. We all came into the world and we all put on a suit to match how we want to be portrayed, whether you know, and, you know, I support Everton, someone else supports Liverpool. There's a reason for that, and all these things add up, you know, so they all add layers. But all those layers are fucking taken off you, and you're completely naked, and you're like, okay, this is actually who I am at my very source. And it's kind of scary, but it's like I'm trying to build myself up to it, but it's like I'm still only at the 2, because like as I said, every trip is different. Like the trip I took on New Year's Eve this year, like it was unlike anything I've ever done before. But like, really, sometimes when I've on 3 separate occasions I've meditated, You laugh at this now. I've only told this I don't think I've even said this on my own podcast, right? Right. One time I was climbing Cumakishta again down in South Kerry, and I meditated at the top of Cumakishta, and you can see the islands out. And this entity came into me, a Maori man, and on his dying bed over in New Zealand from a couple of 100 years ago, and he entered into my being and was looking out through my. This is what I was experiencing.
Some
right?
Maori bloke, his entity got into you.
Who was dead 200 years ago, right? Came into my being, was looking through my eyes, was looking at the Skellig Michael and all, like, I mean, the beauty around me now in this area is just sensational, like, you know, and was experiencing it. And I could feel him in me. I could feel he was hard.
But he was at the same time gentle.
But it just, and kind. He was kissing the back of my neck. But like I could feel him in me, and I could feel that he was getting a cathartic energy from this. And then as quickly as he came in, he disappeared. Another time when I was in the Ballyhoras, I did the same thing. I meditated beside a waterfall, and this fucking native North American boy, about maybe 9, 10 or 11, who was lost and was like really, really upset and crying and wanted to get back to his parents, entered into my fucking being. And like, I'm 44, I'm an overweight man. I'm not fucking huge, but I'm overweight, right? He started running, right, in my body, and I was running, and I swear I run. Everyone has a run, right? Everyone has a style of running, right? But I started to run in the style that I've never ran in my whole entire life. He was taking control. I'm telling you, man, they don't call them magic mushrooms for nothing, you know. And this hasn't happened all the time. I've taken fucking, you know, maybe 40 or 50 trips in my lifetime, you know. And you have to be careful. You wouldn't want to be doing it, you know. You wouldn't be like Champions League Tuesday. You wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, do you want a beer? No, I'm going to take 2 grams there. Actually, you know, like, you know, be careful. And
do you believe that a celestial being had stood into you? Or was it I can
only tell you what I felt. So,
okay.
Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah. But I do I appreciate the question, but like I definitely believe that what I was feeling was real to me at that time. And also, I will say this, with that one last one, right? One very last one, and I'll say this for the last one, is I live in Killavullen, where Nano Nagel comes from, right?
Oh,
the nun. And I live right next to where she lived. It's a place called Ballygriffin, and there's a big estate there, and there's a forest there. And I go, and it's open to the public. You can go walking around there, and I walk there most days. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Nuns live there. But a good friend of mine, anyway, came down one time, and he said, "Will we try a blast of the mushrooms?" And I said, "Fuck it, we will. We'll try them." And we had to go off him anyway. He'd brought them down with him, and we went out, and we were. It was in the middle of the night, and it was in the summer. And the stars were just exploding in the sky above us, like, you know. And it was one of these nights where you can be wearing shorts and t-shirt outside, and you'd still nearly be kind of sweaty. Gorgeous evening now, like, and like I love walking, I love being out in the thing. But so we were walking around anyway, and then all of a sudden the weather changed as we were coming up, and it got really heavy. You can feel the weather as well. This is mad stuff, man. I don't know. Like don't just take my word for it now. Like, do talk to other people about it. But it is mad stuff. But anyway, we were down at a bench down by the river, and we were both meditating, and fucking.
I'm looking forward to this.
Nano Nagel came into my body.
Yes, Nano.
Yeah, Nano.
Ah, Nano.
Fucking was in me for what I felt like maybe 5 minutes, and she was like, she's dead fucking a couple of 100 years, like. Yeah. And just came in and was like in me, and was was delighted to be able to experience the world at that time of the evening through me, and seeing. And I was like, so I haven't actually meditated since that night, and I've done shrooms maybe twice more since then, because I'm like, Jesus, because it's super intense for me. I'm almost a spectator to what's going on, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you a conduit for like the afterlife, I wonder?
Kind of weird, like, yeah.
I mean, there's quite a celestial light shining on your face now and everything right around this time of the podcast. This is unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, well, like that's what happened. That is what has that. I don't know if that, like, sure. Look, I mean, we can't prove anything. We can't prove anything.
No.
But I had that feeling 3 different times with 3 different things, and I mean, it was so detailed. It was so detailed, and I could feel him, especially that little boy. I could feel the feelings of fear in his body, and as we were running, like, and I say we, he was running, like, my body had never contorted in any of those shapes ever when I was running in his style.
Was he a good runner? Like?
Yeah, he was like super athletic, and I'm
you could have done with him when you were playing football back in the day.
I could have done a little bit with him. Yeah, I might have played county.
That's the thing. Like, I love the idea of that, because who fucking
hunters
knows?
use them, Tom. You do a bit of hunting, right?
Yeah.
You go back. There's this thing called stoned ape theory, right? Which is how we evolved, right, to the way we are now, and it's called the stoned ape theory, and it's the theory that apes and monkeys ate magic mushrooms, and then your brain does actually produce new neural pathways. Your brain develops in a massive way, and there's all studies of this done online and stuff like that, that can all be verified. But like that, they've eaten such massive doses of them, the apes, sort of, that their brain developed, and then their offspring were more intelligent, and that's how evolution began. It's called a stoned ape theory. It's quite an interesting thing for your listeners if they ever want to check it out. But yeah, it's just I find, and the other thing as well, the massive thing with them is, right, you have your trip, and it can be anything from 2 to 5 hours, and it can be good, bad, or indifferent. But it's the next month afterwards, that is amazing. You just have this fucking. It's like when your phone is at like fucking 5%, and then you plug it in, and you go out of the room for an hour, and you come back and it's at 100%, and you're like, God, it's at 100%. And it's like, that's the way it's like limitless, like that pill. You just like, you feel like you're in the know, your intuition is strong. Your like different senses are more finely tuned. Like, I notice things now way more than I would have ever noticed things
really?
Prior to it. And then you can often go into these trips asking for stuff. But I remember one of the very first ones that I did when I moved out to Killavullen, and Noel was here, and I said, look, I want to try and do one here in Killavullen in my own home, barefoot grounding, and the boys were here, and she said, look, I'll mind the boys, you go away and you do it there and stuff like that. And so I did it anyway, and I ended up spending the whole day in one small little section of my garden where there was, what are those things that you pick and you blow them and they float all over the place? What
like the dandelion clocks.
What are they called?
Clocks. They're the dried dandelions.
Dried dandelions. Well, I fell in love with one of those.
Okay.
And we had a relationship.
You said that with so much fucking romanticism in your voice. You were
so much so, Tom, right? I fell in love, and I had I was communicating with this plant, right? Okay, in my head, we were going out with each other. I went up to Noel in the height of being fucking off my box and said, listen, babe, I'm going out with a fucking dandelion out the back. I had to bring her out and show her. So yeah, she still talks about that. But like, it's just, so like, for the whole year when I was cutting the lawn, I wouldn't cut that section. I just left it grow. Until it was like absolutely wild by the end of the year. And Noel was like, would you ever just fucking cut that fucking part of the lawn? Because it's the first thing you'd see when you come in the door or come in the gate as well. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be talking about magic mushrooms now on your podcast today.
Well, sure, neither one of us. Isn't this what a trip is supposed to be? It's like a little mini trip, is that we ended up here and we didn't even know we were going to end up here. I was going to talk to you about TikTok, but fuck that.
Oh yeah, you're doing well on TikTok, aren't you?
Not really.
You had a good one there with Ghislaine. That one I thought was funny. You had a good one on Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah,
went up
but
one of these places.
It's kind of kills me a small bit, right? Is that this thing about social media? Because not that I'm a comedy snob, but for the longest time, you're trying to write jokes, trial them out on people, physically having to drive to a place, fucking try them out, shape it, go, fuck, where's the pause there? Where do we get this? Do you know what? That joke isn't working, dump it on. And it's fucking hard labor, right? You can put out any amount of them jokes online, then, they'll die, they don't get anything there's no relevance. There's no fucking, you get nothing back for putting something out like that online. I put up this fucking absolutely redundant thing one day it was on TikTok, and I still get notifications about it. It was like that Polish people don't have a word for toes.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was it. Literally put that out and went, they're called fingers of your feet in Poland. Turns out it is in a lot of places. Goodbye, thanks, put the phone down. Like 100 and fucking God knows how many thousand fucking views later, you're like, what? Wow. The most redundant, off the top, no work, no effort, no nothing. And you like that, G-Cut? What the fuck? What have I been doing in my life? Like, it's in that. But then it's starting to be slowly, because my dinosaur slowly starting to realize in my brain, oh, it's a completely different. They're completely different people. They're completely different things that they do not translate. And, you know, with the luck of God, if somebody saw that and actually came to a show, they'll go, oh, this fucker can do it there too. Because it doesn't always translate, because you'll hear of the online
their
comedian.
Ticket sales, their future ticket sales. That's what what it is like.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Like, to be honest, like, I don't mind social media. Like, some people fucking hate it, and some people love it. I don't mind it. But like, what I'm going to try and do this year is like, I'm going to try and do a sketch once a week. That's the same as doing a podcast once a week. And I'm going to try and do a sketch once a week. Put it out on put it out on all the platforms when it comes out, but put it out the same day every week, like Tyke does. Like Tyke puts out his stuff. Tyke Hickey, you know Tyke. He was on your podcast anyway. Like Tyke puts out he puts out his sketch once a week. He puts it out on a Monday. He puts it out at 8:00 in the morning, and that's it. And then for the whole week, then he's thinking about his next sketch, and he's writing it, and he's preparing it, and he's gone. And then he puts it out to his Patreons on the Saturday, and then so they get it a couple of days beforehand, and then on the Monday it comes out to the general public. And like, just go back through his stuff. Like, I mean, he is hitting phenomenal numbers because he writes it, he puts it together, he does good editing, and then he puts it out. But like, as much as he does that, Mike Morgan, who's a good friend of mine, great comedian, and is fucking huge on TikTok, he's got 140,000. Mike will think of an idea that's funny, and he'll pick up the phone and he'll record it, and he'll look at it, and if he doesn't like it, he'll delete it, but he'll do it again. He might do that process maybe 3 times. The whole thing might take 5 minutes, and he'll put it out. And it's great because it's modern. It's kind of, I don't know, punk rock fucking comedy.
It is. That's what the kids want. They don't want.
And that's what they want. And it's hitting massive numbers. Like, he's got 140,000 followers, over 2 million likes on his TikTok. So it's horses for courses. And I think it goes back to the thing at the start. It's persistence and patience. And if you I put another P in there then as well, a bit of planning, you know. So if you have those 3 things, I think you're like, I really want to do that this year now. I was like, last year, I fucking challenged myself to do an episode on my podcast, 1 a week, do 52. If I can do that, I won't think I'm a dickhead when I look at myself in the mirror, you know. Look, you did that at least, right? And now this year I want to continue to do that, but I also want to try and do something more. And I was doing a few sketches in the back end of last year. A few of them went well. And so I'm going to try and do a little bit more sketches now this year. And I just think, why not? Like, fucking
absolutely, yeah.
Like, Coco takes an awful lot of time, like, when it's up and running, but like, I'm not really that fucking mad busy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we're not doing 8 hours a day.
Like if you were physically, that's why what I was saying there. When we moved here to Tip, I've built an office. 'Tis a box. Like, I've built a studio, so it physically feels like I'm going to work. Do you know what I mean? It's out because you know what I mean. If I'm anywhere near the telly, it's the same as the computer game issue. If there's biscuits in the house, they're getting eaten. Con, is what I'm saying. If I physically have to be hard on myself to physically go across the yard to this fucking studio, because then when I'm in, I'm going, all right, it's work, you know. So at least then there's some. I have to fucking justify this thing's existence. Yeah. If I don't, then I'm a dickhead, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you kind of have to prove it to yourself, not to anyone else, I think. Do you know?
For sure.
Like, if you're not proving it to yourself, then you're fucking, I don't know, it's like fucking, it's a hard game. Like, comedy, fucking, the arts, it's just a hard game. It's hard graft. Like, but I fucking definitely wouldn't do anything else. Like, I would not do anything else. You know, we are so lucky that we're able to wake up in the morning and geez, I might do a podcast. I might do a sketch. Oh, I'll fucking apply for a gig here. Or I'll fucking, do you know what? I'll fucking start a short story. I'll write a play. You know, like literally we're able to do whatever we want and exist. Now it's tougher, obviously, now at the moment because, you know, we're locked down. Like you and I are locked down essentially. Like, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
we literally cannot.
The 8 o'clock
like,
bullshit is just.
It's live gigs is how I make my money. Like live shows is how I pay the bills, and my wife's good job. Like we split the bills in our house, right? My wife, she gets the mortgage, she does the insurance, the car insurance, and she does the groceries, and I get the Sky then.
Yeah, you know, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah,
you cover your
50-50.
own mushrooms. It's fine.
Yeah. And stay part. You know yourself, like stay-at-home dad, comedian. It's all the fucking It blends in nicely with the life, like, you know, looking after the kids.
Yeah, it does. Jesus Christ, and the fact that you can actually, because you think about that. What was popped into my head when you were saying like you were down with the 2 boys, like, and you were really in it with them, like, oh. You think about your own people's own fathers back in the day, like they didn't have time to be what? Who? Fucking Superman. Yeah. Superman. Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. Do you know, they just didn't have time for that shit. Like, you know what I mean? No, it wasn't.
I think I spent more time in the last 18 months with my kids than my father has in his whole life with me.
Oh, I believe. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, and it's different now as well. Like, I know you've a small little fella now as well. Like, yeah. But like, all I'm doing is pushing love into their heart.
Yes.
Like, I tell the lads that I love them maybe 100 times a day. I love you. You're and like myself and Harvey are triple best friends now at the moment. Not best friends, not double best friends. We're triple best friends. You know, and because I would have had my own issues later in life because I would have felt like, you know, not my father's fault. They're a product of their environment. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the way they were. Like, you know, but like, it's all about programming. Like, I fucking, you know, we're computers, we're meat machines. Like, you know, what you put into your body is what you eat comes out in your body. How you look after yourself comes out in your body. What you put into your mind, that's what your self-worth is. That's what you know, that's how you behave later in life. So it's so important to I think anyway, and Noel's on the same page, is just like fill the boys with love and give them like a fierce kind of a self-confidence that's not cocky, if you know what I mean. Like, you're very confident now. You were always struck me as a very confident guy. Like, you were saying to me there in the podcast now that you saw me at gigs years ago and you were like, oh, he's one of the cool fellas smoking weed. But I was like, I'd always would have seen you and I was like, Jesus, he's good. He's a great man now to go up to a woman and chat her up, whereas I'd have to be 15 pints in and fucking gone.
No, I certainly know you just picked the one thing that I would have been brutal at. True.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were great at chatting up beers.
No, like if they showed an interest, I can definitely talk. Talk, but finding the inroads where it didn't because I overthink a lot of things. So I'm going, at what point is creepy, and I'm probably going to come across creepy, you know. And so in that, but I sure any confidence with talking to men in large group that came from construction, because that's what I was physically doing, like, you know, that kind of way. So, and it came from working under one of the hardest taskmasters you could ever meet in your entire life. Like, when he was just a fucking monster, but what he did was he was like a really good fucking coach, in that while he was a monster and expected nothing but perfection all the time, he coached on the way, you know, the kind of, so he was kind of good. But so I came out the other time probably far too angry, you know what I mean, far too aggressive. You know, it's taken me years to wash off a lot of that aggression that I learned through construction. Like, Jesus Christ almighty, I was a fucking walking ball of fury, like, for a lot of it. And when I remember getting fucking raging at a comedy competition that I should have fucking won up in Dublin. I should have won. Fucking who should have won them? You know, it's a comedy competition that's basically judged on claps. And if you're not, you know, I think it was John Brennan beat me, because John brought half a fucking Luskin with him. Like, sure, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Peter Carroll was in that fucking competition as well.
Was
Peter
he?
Carroll, yeah, and he tells me he should have won.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's it. That's the thing with comics. Like, that's like, I remember doing a forbidden fruit competition above in Dublin, and I fucking smashed it. I remember I was like, oh my God, this is great. Will I book the hotel now for the final? No. I just waited for them to announce it, and then they announced it, and I didn't. And yeah. Except being furious though. I wouldn't be furious. I'd be like full of self-loathing and pity. That's where I would go. Whereas you'd be like kind of manly, like, who can I bait?
Yeah.
I'd be like, you can bait me.
Oh yeah. I suppose, I don't know, was I programmed that way coming up? It was I won't say it was a liberal house, but nobody told you anything what to fucking do. And they were sound bound bunch, but even now I see it, like the young flick gets a hug off his granddad, my father. But sure, there was no hugs growing up. Not because he was adverse to hugs. It was just nobody. It was the 80s and 90s. Sure, nobody was hugging. Like there wasn't no. There was no there was no symbols of hugs around the place. Like, you know what I mean?
We're kind of at a weird junction, our generation, because the generation prior to us, they were all the way. That was the way it was all the way back. Men were men and women were women, and men had no emotions and women were too emotional.
Yeah.
And men did work and women stayed at home. And that was the way it was fucking hundreds of years. And then our generation was kind of like a bridge to the modern generation, who in my opinion are fucking gone off the charts altogether with fucking entitlement and wokeness. But that's another story altogether. But like I feel we're kind of in that middle where we're kind of raised in the 90s with a little bit of MTV, but also a fucking slap into the guts off your old man or whatever, like, you know what I mean, if you weren't doing the right thing, like, you know.
I do think though there's the next one again, because I can remember giving a talk at a school, my old primary school, a couple of years ago, and it was purely just to give out medals or something like that. There was, you know, it was purely because Johan's a very nice principal that's there now, and my notion of what my primary school was like, it was a dark 80s, you know, fucking, you know, government built fucking horrible building, like. And one of the teachers in particular was just a complete fucking psychopath. Like, she was out of her fucking bin hitting people and stuff, and nobody ever pulled her. She'd been doing that 30 years or whatever. And I just had that notion in my head. But then I go to the school a couple of years ago, and it's this bright fucking absolute bastion of happiness. All the kids are loved. All the kids kids were shaking my hand. Just thank you. I was like, man, we were running around like Tasmanian devils. We didn't know what we were. These kids seem fucking centered. They're doing yoga. They're doing, like, there's a mindfulness moment, and you're going, oh my God, you might be.
My young fella now, 5, he started national school this year. You know, he's in low infants. We used to call it low babies.
Yeah.
And if like during COVID there, like we got COVID, so he couldn't go to school for like 17 days. He was distraught that he couldn't go to school.
Yeah, imagine that.
Distraught. I used to hate school. So I fucking used to hate school, Tom. And the 80s, I'm writing a play at the moment, a one-man play about how I ended up supporting Everton. But it's all like, that's the subtext is 1980s Ireland national school. That's the subtext. And like it was like same as yourself. It was the Christian Brothers inside Mallow, grim, fucking, you know, men and priests that were fucking absolutely frustrated to fucking hell that they couldn't get married or couldn't have a ride, and taking their frustrations out and fucking. And then I missed most of the corporal punishment, but like the fucking mental torture, like I went to boarding school, and the mental torture the priests used to inflict on us, man, was something else. Like, you know, kneeling outside a fucking an office till 2 o'clock in the morning with a Bible in each hand, like, is far more mentally torturous than fucking getting fucking a couple of lashes, like. But so it's fucking, it's weird. And you are a product, that's your programming. I was talking about layers earlier on. You know, when you take the shrooms, you can take all those things off and you get back to your, this is okay, that's actually just something that I've put on to deal with this, you know. I'm actually this, I need to get back to this. So it all ties in. Like, it's a mad world, isn't it?
It is a mad world. It's something that I'm turning 40, just I'm interested in. It's like, well, I've come this far, you know, not that I had it fucking harder in, but I've got just interested to the mind expansion and whatnot. Like, why not? It's an interesting time. Like, I found myself getting very much softer. And I remember, I don't know who said it to me. I think it was Gordon Rochford said it to me, it was actually a friend of mine, Morgan is his name. And he was saying how much softer I've gotten since he remembers me being a fucking pig farming fucking savage that he met when we were playing rugby years ago. And the boys didn't know what to make of me, because I was coming from working with some of them were ex-cons, you know what I mean? These are fucking hard men. And he was like, it was really meeting Natasha. And she started knocking off that fucking, in a very nice way. She's like, it's not necessary to be this fucking furious all the time. Your resting cunt face is fucking intense, Tom. Can we tone it down a bit? But, and especially then having a child. I noticed that myself. You know what I mean? You have to be happy. Like, because his number one MO is fucking crack. Literally sits up in the morning and goes, hey, crack. I'm like, that is the place you should live for the rest of your life. Crack.
That's it. Like, and it's like, fucking, I see it with my kids. Like, I have 3 kids. I have a 23-year-old as well, and we're, thanks be to God, we're very close. Like, we're great. But I've had him on my podcast, and I've told him I was a shit dad. Like, I was a shit dad to you. I could have been better. I was a bit selfish. I was like fucking drinking and fucking cavorting and, not spending the amount of time that I should have with you. And, and we've had like this difficult, and this came from a shroom trip as well. I was like, I need to talk to him about this.
Yeah.
And like, he had the exact opposite opinion. He was like, oh, I thought you were a great dad. You always did this, and you always took me here, and what are you talking about? And I was like, oh yeah, I was only joking. But like, but like, and I think that's the thing with the past as well. I always be looking at the past. Jesus, could I have done that better? Should I have said that? Should I have done that? And I think successful people or happy people are people that don't dwell really in the past, because the past is depression, the future is anxiety. It's trying to stay kind of as present as you possibly can, and that's why hanging with your boys and being in the moment with your boys and playing that game. You'll find it hard to have any fucking other type of happiness that you'll find in that half an hour anywhere doing anything for the rest of the day. Like, and as you say yourself, their laughter is just so genuine, and there's nothing behind. Like, they just want to be with their dad. You know?
There was a good 20 minutes went by outside where I lost all time this morning. Where we were just picking up sticks, literally picking up tiny sticks, and he'd show me different ones going, and one would look like Spider-Man, of course it did. You know what I mean? And then one would look like Paw Patrol. I'm like, yeah, 100%. And like 20 minutes went by. I'm like, where the fuck did 20 minutes just go? We've just been literally, like, we were both on a trip, essentially, because we were both so involved in these sticks. And you're going, oh yeah, you could not buy this level of immersion. You couldn't.
And it'll go as well. This is the thing to be aware of, right? Because how old is your boy?
He's 2.5. So yeah, it's.
No, you're grand. 2.5 is great. Like, I have a 2.5-year-old now as well, and I have a 5-year-old and a 2.5-year-old. And the 5-year-old he's actually autistic. He's got Asperger's syndrome. So he's like highly evolved in terms of his speech.
Yeah.
It's like he's like, you'd be talking to him now, it's like talking to a fucking 16-year-old lad. Like,
right. I mean?
Yeah. But like, the thing is to fucking recognize it and to fucking soak it up and to be in the moment as much as you possibly can, because I honestly think that's the stuff that they'll remember. It's the time that you never remember the presents you got. You'll always remember, Jesus, I remember being with my dad at Christmas, or I took Harvey out now for a Christmas pint this year. I went to the local over in Castletown Roach, the Rock Forest Bar, and I'd go there, go for a pint maybe twice a month. And I'd go for one to the Rock Forest Bar, and then I'd go back into Gillavullen, and I'd have 2 there, and I'd walk home. And I went over to the Rock Forest Bar, and I brought Harvey with me, because we went for a pint down in Bantry for my father's 65th, and it was his first time in a pub, and he couldn't stop talking about the pub. When are we going back to the pub? Dad, when can we go back to? Because it was his first time having fizzy orange, right? And can I have fizzy orange? And I was like, grand job. So Christmas Eve, I said to Mrs., I'm going to take him over there now. I'm setting this new tradition. Do you know what I mean? I want to take him over, and went in, and the pub was jointed now, right? And fucking Omnicron all over the place, you know? Like, they didn't give a shit. They wanted their Guinness. But I had just recovered from Omnicron, so I was like, yeah, I'm immune as fuck. I don't care. And went in, ordered a Guinness, a fizzy orange, and a packet of potatoes. And the man behind the bar, trying to pay him with 20, and he said, Cornelius, your grand, that's on me. And I was like, oh my God, because we only moved here about 3 years ago.
Lovely.
I was like, I'm a native. Like, you know, they're accepting me. Like,
that
you know
is,
what I mean?
for anybody wondering outside of Ireland, that is the sign. That is the sign. He has blessed you with
welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome here. And so I sat down into the corner, Harvey went down into the corner, and he comes down, and he has a pint of Guinness, and he puts down the Guinness, he puts down the orange, down the potatoes, and Harvey, whatever way he was getting onto his seat, swung his leg, hit the Guinness. The Guinness went all over the fucking place. The orange and the fucking potatoes were fine. My Guinness has gone all over the place. The place is busy. He's after giving me a free drink. It's Christmas. I'm just after moving here a couple of years. I said, geez, I'm so sorry, Mick. I'm so sorry. He goes, look, can I get another Guinness? I'll pay for it. He goes, no, I'll get you another one. No problem. And he comes down, he puts down the Guinness, and he's mopping up the place, or his son is mopping up the place, and he's trying to wipe the table clean. And Harvey goes to him, sorry, Mick, but you missed a spot there, boy. You missed a spot there. And I was like, that's a fucking tradition that's ending right there.
Beautiful stuff. So before we wrap up, I mean, the Cocoa Club, when do we hope, because I want to come down and see you. Now that we're only up the fucking road, I'm going to come down and see up the road and go for a hangout. Cocoa Club, hopefully when I guess things open back up again.
I'm hoping to do day shows, but great. I have to talk to I'm hoping to fucking go straight away, to be honest. I'm going to see what happens. Like, it all depends on, like, I think that shower of pricks are meeting on Thursday above the Dáil, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, like, it's very hard to make any kind of a plan until you see what them fucking Egypts are going to throw at us. But I have a feeling that, like, I don't know. I'll have to wait till Thursday really to see what happens. But I'm hoping if they let the current restrictions be, I'm going to see if I can do a couple of 6 o'clock shows. 6 to 8 in Cocoa, and I'll do them for January, and see what happens then in February. But like after that, then I'm please God, we'll be fucking gung ho every Saturday night. It's going very well, but like it's limited capacity. Like it's like only 30 people, so it's easy enough to fill a room. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But like, and Cocoa's small, it's nice and tidy, and I like it. And the one good thing about the COVID and comedy is, like, now you're just selling all your tickets online. There's an awful lot less stress involved.
Of course, yeah.
And people have an appetite to go out again, and they have an appetite to, for live entertainment. So, it's going well. I did like 8 shows there before Christmas, and they all sold out. And I could have sold more tickets as well, but I'm fucking happy enough with 30. I don't want to be putting any pressure on myself. I'd prefer to put on a second show than try and squeeze 50 or 60 people into the room.
Yeah.
So that's the plan with it. Like, what about yourself? What's your plans?
Yeah, like that. I've just confirmed. We're going April 23rd. I'm halfway through writing a new stand-up hour. Great. So April 23rd, it's going to debut in Belfast, in the Limelight in Belfast. Nice. Because they're fucking, with them, they're just driving on. They're just driving on. So I did something popped in my head. I'd been kind of toying with it, and something popped in my head last weekend. I was up in Newry, a small show, small venue, but like 60 people in. That's all they allow, 60 people in, and it's sold out a month in advance. I'm like, for the love of Jesus Christ almighty. And you can't get a sniff of it down here. I went up, did the show, and it was talk with Shane Todd and stuff, and a couple of them going, I have to fucking do it. So I just contacted the guys in the Limelight. They were like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Here's the date. Yeah. You want it? Saturday night, April 23rd. So I was like, all right, now I better get fucking making this show.
Yeah. So, there's nothing like a deadline to put the fire under a fella's arse, isn't there? It's
great. It's great. Yeah. And immediately yanks you out of whatever comfortable zone you were in for a second. You're like, all right, now the pressure's on. And you'd curse and swear about pressure and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, you gotta fucking be doing it. Like, you gotta be doing something. No,
I love a deadline. I love going, all right, okay, I need to have this done by this time. Otherwise, it's not going to happen, and hold myself to it. Yeah, I love a deadline. But yeah, that's the crack. No, man, that's the fucking story.
Well, it's been fantastic having you on, and thanks a million, Conn. So everybody get following Conn. I'll put your social links in the show notes of this. Nice. You put up a nice few clips and stuff like that on TikTok. So it's well worth following. Again, I'm only new to it, but at least I'm like, oh, this is worth following. Not every third yoke is some fella giving out about something, somebody's half depressed. Then, of course, there's a middle-aged woman with giant tits. I'm like, what? And then at least you get to Conn and go, oh, great. At least there'll be some comedy here. I'll watch this.
There's some great pages to follow. Like, I find TikTok brilliant. Like, I mean, there's a lot of psychology stuff on it. But like, I also follow this this page that's just Karens. You know, Karens, the
Beautiful. Yeah.
Like women in their like kind of 50s, 60s, usually white housewives with lots of money who are just fucking going off on
They want to see the manager.
White men. Yeah, so it's great.
All right, I'm immediately going to go fucking look for the Karen page now.
Karen, I can't think of the name of it, but type Karen into the search engine. It's hours of entertainment. Yeah, thanks, Tom. And if anyone fucking wants to listen to my podcast, it's Conversations with Cornelius.
Brilliant. I'll grab it. I'll grab the link and put it in the show notes as well. So, Conversation with Cornelius. Conn, thank you very, very much. This has been beautiful.
Nice one. Appreciate it, Tom. Bye.
Thank you very much, Conn. Follow him on all the platforms. Look in the show notes. Like I said, I'll put him down there. Get following him. He's a funny whore. Fierce, nice fella. April 23rd, for anybody wondering. When can we see him next? Because it seems to be the number one question. That's why I picked the North as well. Because the number one, I suppose, spectrum of people asking me where I'm going to be, it's always going, are you going to be gigging up the North soon? So I was like, well, I may bring the fucking mountain to Muhammad and get myself up there. So, Limelight, Saturday, April 23rd. I mean, could you ask for better? I'm probably going to get, I don't know who I'm going to get to open for me, but it'll be one of the boys. You know what I mean? It'll be one of the boys. So it's going to be an all-round good night. Please come, because I want to stay up that night, have a few drinkies afterwards, have the fucking crack. Saturday night in Belfast. So where would you be going? You'd be going to see Tom. That's where you'd be going, to see my new show, Clattered. Right, boys and girls, enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you again next week. Good night, good listen, thanks.